Are you curious to know what sets the wealthy apart from the poor? Is it just the fancy cars, jewelry, and luxurious vacations? Think again. The difference between these two social classes goes beyond material possessions. In fact, there are 5 different levels of wealth, each with its own unique rules, benefits, lifestyle, perspectives, and challenges. Join us in today's video as we dive deep into these levels and unveil the hidden lives of the ultra-rich. Stick around till the end of this video to discover the secrets behind the levels of wealth and what it takes to reach the top. Don't miss out on this eye-opening experience. It might not look like it on paper, but the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire is mind-boggling. To throw in some perspective, 1 million seconds ago it was last week. Meanwhile, 1 billion seconds ago, the world was still recovering from the damage of the Cold War. That's how massive the difference between a million and a billion can be. And expectedly, the gap is just about the same when you compare both in monetary terms. Due to the vast discrepancy between the different levels of wealth, there's often a sharp difference in the perspective of people depending on their category. Hence, you'd find that people would evaluate their expenses from different perspectives. And that's why when you compare someone earning $50,000 with someone earning $500 million, it's easy for the latter to purchase a $500,000 jewelry or a $1 million supercar, because to them, it's the equivalent of nickels and dimes. But of course, not everyone is privileged enough to enjoy this luxury. For most people, they often have to start towards the foot of the financial ladder with an annual income of $75,000 or $200,000. People in this category are classified as the top 1% of global earners. However, that doesn't necessarily make them rich. Of course, they can easily afford most of the basic things, including fast cars and nice accommodations. But these things come at a cost, and they often still have to work full-time jobs, which means they're not financially secure. Hence, beyond the first level, wealth is usually measured in net worth rather than income. In other words, the more assets you have, the more wealthy you'd be. So for the next level of wealth, the estimated net worth range is between $10 to $30 million. Anyone in this category would be able to afford their needs comfortably. They will probably own a luxury mansion and travel in a first-class cabin. They'll have access to the best healthcare services anywhere in the world. And except for bankruptcy, they should be able to walk through every financial emergency unscathed. But this definitely isn't the time to become arrogant, because you're not exactly wealthy in a way that money doesn't matter, and based on the standard of the current financial sector, you're still some distance away from the ultra-high net worth level. So you'll have to keep an eye on your financial decisions, particularly the big ones, because they can either make you or break you. Those in the higher wealth class with a net worth of between $30 to $100 million won't be somehow preserved from this risk because they are big game players. They tend to have controlling stakes in at least one very large startup, as well as other viable sources of earning passive income. Critically, people within this range have access to the best financial advisors that money can hire. So while they buy multiple properties across the globe and holiday in the most expensive resorts, they don't really have to worry about their businesses and investment portfolio because they have people who work round the clock to make sure everything is in order. In fact, at this point, they pretty much delegate 90% of their tasks to other people, and the only thing they'll most likely have to do is oversee the entire process and give their approval when it's required. People in this category are known as the big players in the financial industry. They often have multiple residences, travel in luxury, and mingle with the people that matter most in society, like senators, governors, top industry experts, and community leaders. But that doesn't make their lives any less dramatic or competitive. On the contrary, the competition at this wealth level is believed to be very strong. Imagine buying the latest supercar only to realize a few weeks later that your friend or business partner just bought one of the 5 limited edition models of the same car. Or perhaps you just signed a partnership deal with a major foreign partner to increase your production speed, but your biggest rival just met with the president and other top lawmakers to discuss the prospect of giving tax relief to customers who buy their products. You might think this is impossible, but it happened in real life when President Biden invited all American EV manufacturers, except Tesla, to a special meeting to discuss tax relief for customers who buy made-in-America EVs. Tesla CEO Elon Musk was the world's richest man at the time, with an estimated net worth of over $200 billion. But his rivals in the American EV industry had more influence on the government of that day, and they leveraged it to the fullest. In other words, being a millionaire or billionaire is not enough to survive in the real world. You must also learn how to play the power game. Moving on to the next wealth level, where people with a net worth of between $100 million and $1 billion are grouped. To be classified within this wealth level, you will most likely own or have a controlling stake in a popular business that most people know about. In some cases, your business name might be more popular than your name, but nonetheless you'll get special invites to top events and have direct access to celebrities and other influential personalities in society. In addition, you'll have multiple residences and businesses in different countries of the world. Luxury cars, private jets, massive yachts, and opulent mansions will be the norm. Money will be the least of your problems, as you'll be able to afford literally every experience you crave for. You can have your favorite musician perform for you and your friends at a private party, or play your favorite tennis star in a charity match hosted by you. Your art collection will be filled with exclusive masterpieces from world-class artists and iconic artifacts, like the crystal piano that was used for the Beijing Olympic Games and later sold for a record $3.22 million. And if you're the extravagant type, you'll probably splash some cash on less relevant things, like the 22-karat gold toilet paper that cost over $1.3 million, or the 24-karat gold water bottle that comes with spring water from France and Fiji and glacier water from Iceland. If you're a sucker for gadgets, the $48.5 million gold-plated Falcon Supernova iPhone, or the $3.5 million MJ Swarovski and diamond-studded notebook may catch your fancy. But no matter how extravagant you become, you definitely wouldn't have the same perspective as the people in the topmost wealth level. We're talking about people with a net worth of $1 billion and above. The likes of LeBron James, Jay-Z, Oprah Winfrey, and Kim Kardashian sit at the bottom of this ladder. But towards the top of the list, you have bigwigs like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and Bernard Arnault, with hundreds of billions of dollars to their name. These men can literally afford anything, and we mean anything. Some of them buy out their competition, like Mark Zuckerberg did when he bought WhatsApp and Instagram for a combined $20 billion, while others can decide to buy out an entire platform because they feel it should be run in a different way. The complicated acquisition of Twitter by Elon Musk immediately comes to mind. The stakeholders were reluctant to sell, but his buyout offer of $44 billion was so enticing, they couldn't reject it. In other words, Elon Musk spent 44 times the net worth of LeBron James to buy a single entity. That's absolutely outrageous, but we might also mention that the superiority of the ultra-rich over people in the lower wealth level is beyond money, because most times, they tend to have unlimited access and influence on just about everything you can literally think of, even beyond their home country. Take Elon Musk, for instance, who enjoys the admiration of several presidents and heads of states across the world. When the tech billionaire opted to expand his business to China, the Chinese government rolled out the red carpet for him. He was offered China's equivalent of a permanent residence permit, and his automobile company, Tesla, received special approval to fast-track the construction process of its manufacturing plant. Same thing happened in Berlin, Germany, where despite significant protests from locals, Tesla secured full approval for the construction of its Giga Berlin factory, as well as the production and deliveries of EVs. Earlier this year, President Zelensky personally called Musk to thank him for donating Starlink terminals to Ukraine, and also offered him a free invite to visit the country after the war. And even in the United States, his home country, Musk is one of the approximately 1.3 million Americans to receive a top-secret security clearance directly from the Pentagon. This means he has undeniable access to certain classified information that most people will never come across in their lifetime. It shows how important he is to the development and security of the country. But more importantly, people in this wealth category, like Musk and Jeff Bezos, play a key role in dictating some aspects of the economy and influencing government policies. In addition, everything they need is available at the snap of a finger. And since their money is more than enough to hire the best talents to run their businesses, they tend to have lots of free time on their hands. Free time that can be used to start up new businesses, participate in philanthropic activities, attend blockbuster events, or even send out funny tweets. But that's not to say their life is perfect. As the saying goes, the rich also cry. While they have lots of money and assets to their name, they also have tons of problems, many of which money cannot solve. For instance, people in the ultra-rich wealth category don't always have it easy with dating and marriage. Again, Elon Musk is a perfect example, having fathered 10 children with 3 women. He's been divorced 3 times, and his current relationship status is unknown. Also, people in the super-rich category are constantly being scrutinized and criticized by the public, particularly when it comes to issues around morality and charity. No matter how many donations they make, it just feels like it's never enough because of the incredible value of their net worth. And finally, death is a great equalizer. And no matter how rich a person is, this is one reality they cannot wish away. In fact, sometimes the luxury that they so desire could be the very cause of their death, like the unfortunate air crash that killed Kobe Bryant. So if you're watching this video and you're feeling depressed, you should have a rethink. As much as you're trying to become a better version of yourself and scale up your income, you should be thankful for where you are currently. I mean, the fact that you can afford to pay for internet service to watch this video means you're not at the bottom of the financial scale. Even if it's just a cent or a single dollar you have to your name, you're still richer than the millions of people out there who are either in debt or have absolutely nothing. Remember, the purpose of this video is not to compare the rich and the poor. It's simply to show that the difference between the rich and the poor is so arbitrary, and there are many levels in between that people often overlook. So chin up, keep putting in the hard work, and who knows, you might just be the next Elon Musk or Warren Buffett.